Pauley Perrette's portrayal of Abby Shudo on NCIS has been a favorite among viewers since 2003. Her former co-star Brian Deitzen said candidly in a recent interview about the rumors that she might make a cameo appearance. Will Pauley Perrette return to NCIS? Did her illness stop her from joining the industry? Stay tuned to find out all the important unanswered questions we need answered. First up, will Pauley Perrette return to NCIS? Although fans will be delighted to see Pauley back in her white lab coat, it doesn't seem like a viable prospect for her to return to the CBS drama. There are several valid reasons. The 53-year-old actress has not only declared her retirement from acting, but the events leading up to it suggest that she might not be motivated to do so. Pauley and series star Mark reportedly had several run-ins in 2016 after the actor brought his dog to set, where it bit a staff member and required 15 stitches. Significantly, they did not see Pauley's tearful farewell episode together. Abby instead said goodbye to her co-workers at NCIS HQ and just handed Gibbs a letter, then stood on the sidewalk and watched as he read it. Perrette remained a devoted fan of the program, and for many years, still, she publicly criticized Harmon for fostering a hostile work atmosphere that led to her leaving NCIS. It's challenging to see Harmon, the executive producer of NCIS, being okay with Perrette returning as Abby in any capacity, let alone simply a mention, unless Perrette and Harmon have discreetly patched things up. The adored actress recently used Twitter to share distressing news with fans after going through a lot over the past few years. Next, did her illness stop her from joining the industry? In a lengthy article, she detailed several horrific events, including a stroke she experienced last year. The actress shared a picture of herself alongside the post where she said, "Oh my god, it's September 2nd. It's the first anniversary since I had a stroke and I'm still here." She added, "Yes, I'm still here again. Like, how many times do I cheat death?" The star went on to explain how she almost died from a hair dye allergy and was also the victim of an assault. Fans were quick to send their support to the actress after hearing her upsetting update. After hearing the actress's distressing post, fans immediately sent the actress sympathy. Next up, what did her co-star Brian Deitzen say about her return? Fans were upset when the actress left since she was a vital component of the show. After being questioned about the persistent speculations that she will make a comeback in some manner, her former co-star Brian Deitzen spoke candidly about the subject in a recent interview. These rumors intensified after he posted a picture of them together on Twitter. "You still talk about people. They're still in your heart. I love that there's a potential for that, but I haven't heard anything directly about her returning." Meanwhile, we have some other actors fans would like to see back on the big screen. Let's start with our fan favorite, Allison Hart. Although not a fan favorite, defense attorney M. Allison Hart vanished, leaving a piece of Gibbs's past unresolved. Hart was last seen intercepting Abby's cold case report on Gibbs' murder of Pedro Hernandez. She tells Gibbs she believes she can fight the murder accusation, then she resigns while concealing the information. It's implied that Hart submits the report to Director Vance after Alejandro Rivera is arrested, but the story never feels finished. Despite Vance's concealment of the information and evidence, Gibbs is still guilty of murder, and Hart remains the finest defense lawyer. In the eyes of the law, Gibbs being cleared of murder would be the perfect conclusion to his story. Up next, Rachel Cranston. Caitlin Todd will never be able to return to the squad. Her memory, however, lives on not just in the team, but also in her sister, Rachel. Dr. Cranston was called in to do long overdue required psychological exams on Gibbs's crew. Using her abilities, she was able to get each member of Team Gibbs to talk about their past traumas, with all of them having ties to the late Agent Todd. Cranston's relationship with Kate was later disclosed, and the squad was cleared for duty. A regular therapist is still on call for the NCIS squad, bringing back Dr. Kate's sister, as Tony affectionately refers to her, would complete the plot. And now we have Jacqueline "Jack" Sloan. Jack joined the team as a criminal profiler and on-site therapist. She was a former Army lieutenant who had been a prisoner of war and had undergone enormous trauma, which led Jack to become an outstanding people reader. She rapidly bonded with the crew, breaking down barriers and providing valuable insight into their characters. Jack departed the team for the same reason Gibbs did during his initial retirement attempt. She believed her country failed to defend its allies as promised. She felt she could do more good if she stayed in Afghanistan rather than returning home with Gibbs. Seeing Jack in her element now would be far more pleasant than Gibbs's long-awaited kiss. Next, we have Eleanor Bishop. Eleanor Bishop, an NRA expert, joined Team Gibbs sometime after Agent David's departure. Her her excessive snacking while analyzing data and her naivete when being hazed by DiNozzo and McGee provided much-needed comic relief. The more she witnessed on the job, the darker Ellie's personality grew. Ellie was the one who realized Ziva was still alive. Ellie kept this a secret at the request of the former Mossad officer while it gnawed at her. Odette Malone, a former CIA trainer, recruited her on a covert assignment because of her readiness to do whatever was required. This secret mission's nature is kept a secret. All that is known is that Ellie is now on the run from the NRA, with only Torres aware of her connection to Odette. Torres and Bishop's reconnection could perhaps force them to choose between each other and their employment. Now at number 5, Anthony DiNozzo Sr. Anthony Sr., the father of former agent Tony DiNozzo, was both a help and a hindrance to the team. He was a bit of a con man, but his charm was such that Team Gibbs overlooked his flaws. Of course, his son saw right through it, but Sr. constantly demonstrated his love for his son at every turn. Sr. was last seen in Paris with his son and granddaughter helping Dr. Jimmy Palmer exonerate his father-in-law of murder. And now, Ziva David. Ziva was a tragic character from the beginning. Ziva, Ari Haswari's half-sister, spent her first appearance proving Ari was innocent of Kate's murder and slipping him out of the United States and back to Israel. She eventually realizes the truth and kills her brother before he can kill Gibbs. She progressed from Mossad liaison to NCIS agent and US citizen before returning to Israel and nearly dying. Ziva was just discovered to be alive. After a quick revenge scheme, she was reunited with Tony and their daughter in Paris. Next on the list is Tony DiNozzo. Every good team needs a clown, and Anthony DiNozzo Jr. was thrilled to be that clown. He was a blatant flirt, a practical joker, and an extraordinarily brilliant detective all at the same time. Tony was always prepared with a movie quote and unshakable dedication to his squad. He quit NCIS shortly after Ziva's assumed death to care for his daughter Tali. While McGee has maintained regular touch with Tony after his departure, it falls short of Tony's entire presence. Up next, Leroy Jethro Gibbs. Since the inception of NCIS, Gibbs has been a mainstay. A special agent in charge, Gibbs oversaw each case the team worked on while also carrying a personal burden that he thought should be kept private. He consistently has the interests of his team in mind because of his propensity to respect authority while challenging it. Early in season 19, Gibbs quit NCIS and remained in Alaska, saying it was the happiest place he had been in a long time. Sitting at number 9, Mike Frank's Ghost. This is a unique technique for a character to return to the show at least once, even after they've been killed off. Characters have encountered ghosts who have materialized at crucial points in the plot, most notably Gibbs. Gibbs has frequently encountered the ghostly mentorship of former NCIS special agent Mike Franks. Franks was still respected by the other members of the NCIS family, including McGee and Palmer, even if Gibbs never made it back to the office. And now at number 10, Caitlin Todd. Caitlin Todd was one of the first special agents hired by the NCIS squad. Kate was an adept psychologist profiler who was regularly taken aback by NCIS disregard for the law due to her experience as a Secret Service agent on board Air Force One. With her colleague, Special Agent Anthony DiNozzo, Michael Weatherly, and future teammate Special Agent Timothy McGee, Kate ultimately made herself at home. The death of Todd by Mossad double agent and series antagonist Ari Haswari in front of her colleagues at the end of season 2 was one of the most startling in the history of the show and left a lasting impression on the team for the remainder of the run. As season 20 of NCIS surfaced on the internet, fans wondered whether they will see their favorite characters on screen again. Which character is your favorite on NCIS? What character would you want to see a return on NCIS? Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching.